Hey everyone, Kevin here. I wanted to touch on something that seems to be getting clearer to me every day that goes by now. You should only try to be an influencer for what matters to you. And I know the word influencer conjures up many different images in your head of people who do things for clout or popularity, but that's actually what I'm trying to get at here. You should not be exhausted by your social media presence and follower counts. I mean, do they matter to a degree? Yeah, sure they do. The more followers you have, the more people who can hear your message, advice, or know that you're looking for work. But who you present yourself as is equally important. Don't try to just become popular and follow every new trend to stay relevant and succeed in getting a new position somewhere. My fellow transitioning teachers, you definitely need to keep this important point in mind. It is easy to fall into the trap and get frustrated that your posts aren't getting noticed. But let me tell you something. Many of us have that problem, even those of us who have been on here for years or who have large followings. Social media is run by algorithms that often work against you, and which can be extremely difficult to try and overcome because they are constantly changing. No matter how good your content is, unless it lines up with what the algorithm likes, you aren't going to get a lot of views. So, this is why I say only post and try to influence things that are important to you. When I came on LinkedIn, I quickly gained traction in the transitioning teacher community. I participated in support groups, helped guide people out of the profession, started co hosting a podcast, and eventually began breaking into some small parts of the instructional design community doing the exact same kinds of things too. My followers skyrocketed. I was booked solid helping people, began learning a lot in my positions after education, information which I continue to share with people, and often got views or impressions in the thousands with hundreds of comments. Some of my most successful posts went trending, received more than 30,000 views, and were showcased by the LinkedIn news team as well. I was very proud of that. It was genuinely wonderful, and I enjoyed what I was doing. But now, I hardly get 300 views per post and maybe a few comments. Tops. In fact, to lift up the curtain a bit, these videos that I started doing are often my worst performing content. But you know what? I make them anyway. Why? I enjoy them, and I still get messages occasionally from people genuinely appreciative of my messages of hope and support for transitioning teachers, IDs, and anyone in between. I even got one from a former drama teacher leaving the school system in the UK the day I'm recording this. Those messages mean more to me than if I just started posting random variety content because it was exactly what the algorithm demanded in that time frame. If I did, I would just be the stereotypical influencer you hear about on the news trying to get free stuff or making an entire living off their content. That isn't who I am anyway. Now, I don't know if I would necessarily call myself an influencer per se, but I do have some ability to influence people in the right direction and help them reach where they are meant to be. And that is the type of influencer you should be as well. I might scale back my videos here and there and do things differently as the situation demands it, but I am not a slave to my social media presence. And neither should you. Post about things that are important to you. Show what you are passionate about and why you value it so deeply. That will get you noticed by people who it matters most to. We can't all be massive YouTubers. And do you even really want to be in the end? You are trying to find a job on LinkedIn, network, and make meaningful connections with people. Shouldn't you want to get noticed for something that matters to you? Don't be disingenuous. As I said in another video I did, just be yourself. And to add a little bit more onto that, just be the best version of yourself on social media too. But in that vein, let me remind you that I am always here to help and support you along this wild journey we are all on. See you next time.